Hey everybody, Jo here again. How you doing? I hope you're keeping well. Hope you're having a good week. We had a bit of a bank holiday in the UK yesterday. Very nice. Always nice to have an extra day off, isn't it? Anyway, I hope today finds you well. So, a bit of a fun card for you today. As you know, I can't resist the cheeky mice. And one of the reasons I've done this card is one of our lovely friends and followers asked if the new Double Trouble would go with our existing cheeky mice. And yes, they do. Look, they're sized perfectly. But also this design, our new challenge. So if you're one of our new followers, every month we have a challenge, and just go to the Lavinia Stamps website. All the information's on there. But we give you a theme. You can enter up to 5 times, and you just post a picture of your card, so you don't need to post your card off, and you can win a £40 voucher to spend at Lavinia. Now, I know we could all spend, well, £40 and more, couldn't we? Let's be honest. I always have a wish list, even though I visit there very regularly, believe you me. So this month for May, the theme is Secret Garden. And I couldn't help and create this design where we've got a secret garden under the hat. Now, the phrase that came to mind was keep it under your hat. And I was just thinking, I wanted to create my secret garden somewhere that wasn't obvious, you know, somewhere different. So I thought, I've got the mice look, and they're looking to see this secret garden, which is under the hat. And I love using stamps in different ways. So I hope this gives you a bit of inspiration and just makes you think of where else could you find a secret garden. I mean, the herbalums could be involved. Where have they been digging where they shouldn't? You know, are we in a cave? Are we underwater? There's lots of places. Are we on a planet? You know, are we in a shoe? Just think of all those unusual places you can find that hidden secret garden. Now this starts off as a piece of multifarious card, and this is the A6. And it's quite funny because I've matte and layered it. This, I even had to check because you get so much detail on such a small piece, but look, it is an A6. So it just shows you how much detail you can get. And I love doing smaller cards. And I know a lot of you have said that you prefer an oblong design. It's cheaper to send in the post. I still like my square ones, but just for you, I'm going to make an oblong one. Now, I'm going to start with the topper stamp, but have made myself a mask look. And you can use these 3 or 4 times. So I'm going to use this one, and it's just made from the Lavinia masking sheet. And all you do is stamp your design on the tissue side, give it a blot, and cut it out. The plastic is just a carrier sheet. And I keep mine on the acetate of the stamp, so I know it's always there ready to use. And as I say, you can use them quite a few times. So we'll stamp the topper, and I just want an idea of what sort of angle. So I'm just going to put my mouse there in my head. Or do you know what? I'm actually going to stamp my mouse first. Change of plan there. So I think we'll pop him about there. And this one is from Tilly and Tango. I often do that, you know. I won't mind sometimes I say to myself, you're going to do this. And then I answer myself back and say, no, you're not. You're going to do it this way. Please tell me I'm not the only one that talks to myself and answers myself back. I'm sure I could actually have an argument with myself if I tried. Right, let's see if we can get this. Now, the good thing is I've got a fine line of pen. So if the cheeky mouse's arm doesn't quite reach the hat, it's fine. As it happens, it has, look. But if it hadn't, if there was a gap here, I would just draw a line on, but we're okay there. Phew, that was a stroke of good luck, wasn't it? So I'm just going to stamp my lovely mouse from the Double Trouble on the top. And he's going to shine this light down to help. And again, I'm using the black, the VersaFine Clair Nocturne. And I just want to put my head over, pop his feet, and I need the lamp. And if we're lucky, his ears will just be in the top of the piece of card. if we're unlucky, we may have just chopped his ears off. 4, that was a stroke of luck, wasn't it? Or I could say that was carefully worked out. So we'll give this a blot. Again, your VersaFine Clear, slower drying ink, always worth keep blotting. Getting that good habit. And then I'm going to put my mask on. Literally, that will be fun, won't it? Obviously on the hat, on the topper. And it's really just this part here that I need, so I'm not going to bother. Now, I've used this about 6 times, so it is just starting to lose its tack a little bit, but it's only this bit I need. So I'm just going to use my scissors and pop them on there just to hold it down. I could make another, but you know what? Like I say, I've used this, must be 6 or 7 times already. And we're going to protect this area while we add some of our beautiful foliage. So the first one I'm going to come in with, and this is from the wild foliage. I love this. Reminds me of a ginkgo leaf. And I'm going to come in with Shady Lane, or Shady Lady as she's known. And we'll just stamp some lovely... I want to be mindful. I'm going to put sort of a bit of grounding here. Let's get rid of those scissors. I bet you all do the same, you know. I bet, like me, you think, I can get another use out of this. How many times have you done that with various things? Let's tessellate this. Oh, I've got a bit of ink on my block. Just get rid of that. And I just want to build up a nice sort of shape. So perhaps have another one there. And then I want to introduce some colour. So this is from the foliage set. And for this one, I'm going to come in with Warm Breeze. And what I'm thinking is the topper, I'm going to colour in blue and green. So it's nice to have some blue. And this is such a useful stamp. Very delicate. Another one just up there. Very pretty. And then I want to just bring in a little bit of pink, another nice colour tone. So Charming Pink for this. And from the same stamp set, there's this lovely, almost hanging vine. But we're just going to use it for some structure look. And add a little bit of shape. Maybe just a little bit up there. You see how it gives the shape? Maybe just one more there. Let's take this off. Yeah, I just need something under there, so I'm just going to put that back on there. Just going to add some pink there. And then we can take that off, get rid of that. And as you can see, you've got the lovely garden just hiding under there. So again, we'll give that a blot. So our lovely mice are looking to see where that garden is. Wonder what else could be hidden under there. Maybe a piece of cheese. And I just want to add a little bit of extra dimension. I want to ground the design and just add some interest in the background. So I'm going to come in with Pixie Green in the elements. Couldn't take the lid off then. And with my mini hill mask, the flatter one. And I'm just going to pop it under our cheeky mouse's foot there and just under the hat there. And as always, I'm going to blend in the lid. I've already got enough ink in the lid, so I don't even need to go into the ink pad. And we'll start off with under the topper and under where the mouse is, because obviously that'll give me extra shade. And then lightly, I'll just go right across. And there we go, we've got that lovely shade, look. Now I want to bring my stenciling in, but I want to protect this area. So I'm just going to give the mask a wipe and then pop it back on. It's not quite the same shape, but it's enough just to protect the main area. And the stencil I've gone for is feather leaf, and I just love the way it floats, and especially with it being leaves, because I'm thinking secret garden. So I'm just going to take my time positioning it. I don't want to go over these edges, but I'm only going in a diagonal. So once again, I link up and I can see where the stamping is. So I'm just going to gently around the stamping, and then very gently, and again loosely, just tickle through that stencil right up to the corner, and let's have a look. Yeah, that's plenty. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to save that, spritz it and pop that in my journal, and that'll give me a lovely background. I took my journal to the workshop at Lavinia last Saturday, and I got the ladies to sign it, so that I'm going to put next to one of the signatures. It's a great thing to do, that. I can't wait to finish my journal. Anyway, so I digress. We just want to do some colouring in now. So I've got my lovely Mondelez pencils, and for the blue I'm using 16 and 19, and for the green I've gone for 23 and 25. So we'll start with the green, and I'm just going to go darker at the base here on the panels, and then with my lighter colour, and I don't go quite to the top because I'm going to blend this out, so I can leave a little bit at the top. And again, I'm just going to this little ridge here, I'm going to colour in green. Now again, you can choose any colours for this. And again, you can either just blend with your lightest colour across the top, you can use your water, or you can, I'm going to use the Wink of Stella and do some Wink of colouring. But as always, it's totally up to you. So again, with the blue, I'm just adding the darker colour at the base. And then on here, I'll come in with the darker down here. This will be lighter. I'm thinking we've got that lovely reflection up there. And we've got these lovely bands. So then with the lighter colour, I hope you enter the challenge. And you know, if you've not done so before, you never know, you might just, wouldn't it be lovely if you were going to put on here? I know one of our friends and followers who often comments on here, Joanne, she won the other week and the other month, and it's fabulous. It's lovely when I read a comment saying, you know, I entered the challenge and I've won. And that would be lovely. Just imagine if you could put on here, Joe, I entered. I mean, Secret Garden, you're bound to have some stamps that are perfect for that, aren't you? And like I say, I can't wait to see all your different ideas of where your secret garden would be. I remember as a child, I don't know about you, but me and my sister were into making rose water perfume, and we used to go mad collecting rose petals and old jam jars and water and leave it outside, and it was disgusting. It went quite, I mean, I don't know why we got the idea it would smell nice. I mean, rose petals do, but honestly, and we'd leave it. And I remember my sister thinking it was a really good idea, or maybe it was me, one of us or both of us, we decided we'd take a jar into our bedroom. So that was probably our secret garden. So I've got my colouring done. So just with my lovely Wink of Stella now, I'll come in and we'll start with the blue, and we'll just blend that light colour and then go down into the dark. And again, blend the light. Just go down into the dark and just blend. And I love the way that colour really pops. And again, it makes it quicker for me because my colouring, I don't have to, I can blend with the lovely brush tip on this look. And when it dries, it has that gorgeous sparkle. So for those delicate bits there, those intricate bits, And then I'm just going to turn it round. This one's really sparkly today. Again, starting at the light and then going down into that lovely deep blue. Same along here. And I'm just going to clean and we'll go into the green with the light. It was funny the other day, I'm so used to doing this on my kitchen roll. I actually did it on the side of the card. Obviously I did need a big butterfly there. There we go, give that a bit of a clean, so that's fabulous. And I'm just going to lift that up because if you've not used the Wink of Stella to do the wink of colouring, it really does dry with such a lovely sparkle. Now for the lace, I'm going to use my Uniball. This is I think this is the bronze. And I'm just thinking we'll have a lovely bronze lace. And also I can do the little eyelets as well. And this is such a useful stamp, you know. I've used it for so many different things. Great for men's cards. And I can just put the little couple of dots on here. And what I want to do is, my little light here isn't attached to the electricity. So I'm just going to just extend that flex. I'm not altering the design. I'm just extending the flex a little, just so that his light bulb, I want it to work, you see. I want it to be attached so we get some electricity look. And then a couple of finishing touches. And we'll come in with our pastel pencils. And I'm going to come in with the white one first and just add, you know, these little, give him a little bit of shape, look. And again here, just nice to give them a little bit of shape. And also a little bit of extra shadowing underneath. So I'm going to come in with the green for this. Just a little bit extra here and here. And then with the yellow, I'm going to use my yellow and my white. And just for the light bulb here, look, I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow. And then just blend it with the white. It's on top of the green, so we may get a bit of a greeny tone. But just so we've got that lovely, and we can just add a little bit down there, just so we've got that little bit of that yellow reflection. And just down here so we can see where the light. And then with the green, you always want the one you've just put away, don't you? Or is it just me? I'm just going to add a little bit of green under here, just to blend in that area. And just to make it look, give a bit of, almost it takes your eye to look under the hat. And then we'll just blend that shadowing there. And then finally, the white pen. And what I'm going to do is just add a few little, I'm not going to overcook it, just a few little. Now again, my Wink of Stella's wet. If you wait till yours is dry, your highlights will look even better. As I say, mine's just a little bit wet. But I'm just going to add a couple. Maybe just one on his ear there. Right, stop. And then I'm going to add a sentiment. And these are from our sentiment stickers. And you'd be glad to know I've chosen it already. You know what I'm like. And I've gone for Shine Brightly. Because I'm thinking, double trouble, that's what we want you to do. Now, shall I have... Oh, no, I think I'm going to put it up here on this one. Right in the middle there. And then come in with my black fine liner. And just put a bit of a frame around it. Again, just a very sketchy frame. Don't overthink it. And there we go. I've got my lovely mice who are going under the topper to look for that secret garden. And there's the finished one that I've just matted and layered. Now, I cannot wait to see where your secret garden's going to be. I hope you've been thinking already. I hope you've got lots of ideas. So thanks as always for popping in. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.